Hello, Namaste. Hope you all are doing good. Myself, Professor Vilas Chavan, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Forensic Science, Yashavantrao Chavan, Autonomous Institute of Science, Satara. So this presentation is about the introduction to syllabus of B.Sc. Forensic Science, third year, semester 5, paper code number B.F.Sc. 501, and the name of paper is Applied Forensic Science 1. First, we'll discuss about the learning objectives of this paper. So first is to learn the basic of document, handwriting and signature examination, and to get the detailed knowledge about detection and decipherment of various alteration. Secondly, to analyze the anonymous letters and determination of relative age of writing, signature and document. Third learning objective is to learn about the basic of forensic medicine and legal aspects in view of forensic medicine. And lastly, to study the medical autopsy, injury, forensic psychiatry, etc. and its forensic significance. So this was all about the learning objectives of this paper. Now we'll discuss about the content of all 4 units. So first unit is Forensic Document Examination 1, and the content are, so under this unit we'll discuss about the basics of document, handwriting and signature examination. So under the document examination we'll have in detail discussion about basics of document, then what are the different essential to produce document, different types of documents, scope of forensic document examination, then role of document expert, then basis of forensic examination, that is examination of writing surface and writing material. Then we'll also discuss about the security document, printed document, typewritten and photocopied documents and their examination. And under the title of handwriting and signature examination, we will be discussing about the principle of handwriting identification, then general and individual characteristics of handwriting, and also we'll discuss about rare, or we can call it as occasional and accidental features in handwriting, then effect of posture, emotion, illness, age and drug or alcohol on handwriting, then procurement of handwriting standards, that is how one should collect the standards for the comparison purpose. So there are specimens and contemporaneous writings. Then also we'll discuss about the process of comparison of like with like, and what are the best standards for comparison with disputed documents. Then we'll discuss about the detection and examination of forgery in documents. So under this title we will be discussing about detection and decipherment of various alterations like obliteration, addition, overwriting, mechanical and chemical erasers and their examination. Then also we'll have a discussion about forensic significance of chart document and their examination, torn document and their examination, and also we'll discuss the secret writings and its forensic significance and examination. And also we'll discuss about the types of forgery, then what are the inherent signs of forgery, and at last we'll discuss about the detection and decipherment of mechanical impression, that is rubber stamp impression, seal impressions, embossed impressions and indentations. And at the last we'll discuss about different case studies related to handwriting, signature and forgery examination. So this was all about the content of unit number 1. Now we'll move towards unit number 2, and the name of unit number 2 is Forensic Document Examination 2. So under this unit we will be studying about the examination of anonymous letter. So we'll see what exactly anonymous letters are. Then also we'll talk about the identification of writer of the letter, features of anonymous letter which can indicate the religion, region, sex and educational background of the writer, then importance of preserving envelope containing anonymous letters, and different types of anonymous letters and various methods used for their communication and case studies. Secondly, we also study the determination of age of document, which is very important topic. So under this title we'll be discussing about the determination of relative age of writing and signature, also determination of relative age by examination of signature or rubber stamp impression in chronological order. Then also we'll be studying about the determination of relative age of document by examination of writing paper and ink, then examination of sequence of intersecting strokes, then addition of text with ink or typescript, then anachronistic features and their importance, and at last we'll be studying about the different case studies related to age of document. So this was all about the content of unit number 2. Now we'll move towards the unit number 3, and the name of unit number 3 is Forensic Medicine 1. So under this unit we will be studying about the introduction and scope of forensic medicine, then its historical perspective, and also global and Indian scenario of forensic medicine. Then we will be discussing about the legal aspects in view of forensic medicine, that is what exactly inquest, exhumation, dying declaration, dying deposition, medical certificates, medical reports and post-mortem reports are. So we'll discuss about this all the terms. Then also we'll have a in detail discussion about personal identification and what are the different methods for the personal identification and its forensic significance. So after this we'll have a in detail discussion about death. So what exactly definition of death is, what are the different types of death, then modes of death, stages of death. So here the stages are somatic death and molecular death, and what are the different signs of death, that also we'll discuss. And after this we'll discuss the changes after death. So here particularly two types of changes, so early changes and late changes. So here early changes include alga mortis, rigor mortis, cadaveric spasms, heat stiffening, cold stiffening, changes in blood, chemical changes in cerebrospinal fluid, changes in vitreous humor, post-mortem lividity, fluidity of blood, etc. And late changes include putrefaction, that is external and internal changes, then adipocre, mummification, destruction of body and tissues by maggots and other insects. So these are all changes after the death. We'll discuss that in detail. Then we'll also study about the medico-legal aspects of death, or what is forensic significance of death, and at last we'll be discussing about violent asphyxial death, that is hanging, strangulation, throttling, suffocation and drowning. So this was all about the content of unit number 3. Now we'll move towards unit number 4, and the title of unit number 4 is Forensic Medicine 2. So content of last unit is, we'll be studying about the medical autopsy, that is introduction and objectives of medical autopsy, then rules for medico legal autopsy, external and internal examination of body, examination of clothing and weapons, collection of post-mortem samples and autopsy report. The next is injury. So under this title we will be discussing about the introduction and classification of injury and its medical legal aspects of injuries. Then we'll be discussing about different types of injuries. So these types are mechanical injuries. So under this title we'll be discussing about abrasion, bruises, laceration, incise wound, stab wounds, defense wounds and self-inflicted wounds. The next is regional injuries, that is region-wise injuries. It may be head injury, injuries to brain, abdomen and other body parts. The next is accident injuries, that are vehicle injuries, railway injuries and aircraft injuries, and also the injury due to fall. Then next is thermal injuries, so that are burn and scalds, lightning, electricity and explosions. The next term is infanticide. So we'll have a in detail discussion about what exactly infanticide is and its different types and forensic significance of infanticide. And at last we'll be discussing about the forensic psychiatry. So we'll have an introduction about the forensic psychiatry and its medico-legal aspects. So this was all about the content of unit number 4, that is forensic medicine 2. So this was all about the content of all 4 units. Now once students are done with learning this all 4 units, what they are going to get at the end of this paper. So here from the unit number 1, student will learn about the basics and examination of document, handwriting and signature and its forensic significance. Also student will be able to understand about the detection and decipherment of various alterations and their forensic significance. Then from the unit number 2, student will learn about the examination of anonymous letters and its forensic significance. And also student will be able to learn about the determination of relative age of writing, signature, document, etc. and its forensic significance. And from the unit number 3, student will learn about the basics of forensic medicine and legal aspects in view of forensic medicine. And at last from the unit number 4, student will be able to get knowledge about the medical autopsy, injury, forensic psychiatry, etc. and its forensic significance. So this was all about the learning outcomes of this paper, and this is the end of the presentation. Thank you.